Welcome to the International Accounting Channel. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like, share with everyone. Today we share the topic of answering questions about leasing property. Let's get started. Question 158. Leasing the right to exploit or use mineral resources, oil or gas, applies IFRS 16. True or false? Answer: false. Question 159. Leases of biological assets apply IFRS 16. True or false? Answer: false. Question 160. A lease agreement in which one party transfers control over the use of a specified asset to another party for a period of time in exchange for payment. True or false? Answer: true. Question 161. Each part of an asset can still be considered an identified asset if its physical state is separated. True or false? Answer: true. Question 162. Lease commencement date. The date the lessor makes the asset available for the lessee's use. True or false? Answer: true. Question 163. Leased assets are recorded on the balance sheet under the indicator, right-of-use assets. True or false? Answer: true. Question 164. The lessee has the right to decide how and for what purpose the asset is used during the period of use. True or false? Answer: true. Question 165. One contract contains both a lease element and other elements. The lessee may choose not to separate the other service elements from the lease element, instead accounting for all elements in a single lease. True or false? Answer: true. Question 166. The right to control the use of a specific asset means that the lessee has the right to directly use the specific asset but does not have the right to receive most of the economic benefits arising from the use of that asset. True or false? Answer: false equals greater than have the right to enjoy the economic benefits arising. Question 167. What are the conditions of a lease? Answer: does the asset exist? Does the lessee have the right to receive most of the economic benefits arising from the use of the asset during its useful life? Does the lessee have the right to decide how and for what purpose the asset is used during its useful life? Question 168. Payments for termination penalties if the lease terms reflect the lessee exercising an option to terminate the lease. An option to terminate the lease is a payment that a lessee must make to a lessor in connection with the right to use a leased asset during the lease term. True or false? Answer: true. Question 169. Each part of an asset can be considered an identifiable asset if its physical state cannot be separated. True or false? Answer: false. Question 170. What is the start date of the lease? Answer: the date occurring earlier of either the lease date, the date when the principal terms of the lease are established. Question 171. If the ownership of the leased asset is transferred to the lessee at the end of the lease term, the lessee is required to depreciate the asset used from the commencement date until the end of the useful life of the leased asset. True or false? Answer: true. Question 172. If the leased asset does not transfer ownership to the lessee at the end of the lease term, the lessee must depreciate the asset used from the commencement date to the earlier of either the end of the useful life of the leased asset or the end of the lease term. True or false? Answer: true. Question 173. The deposit is only included in the original price when the lessee cancels the contract. 19. What does the lessee have the right to control the use of a specific asset? Answer: the right to directly use a specific asset, the right to enjoy most of the economic benefits arising from the use of that asset. Question 174. IFRS 16 provides for leases of more than 12 months. True or false? Answer: true. Question 175. Goodwill is an asset but cannot be leased. True or false? Answer: true. Question 176. What elements does a lease include? Answer: lessee and lessor. Thank you for watching our channel. See you again in the next video.